Before we fitted these giant radiators into our kitchen dining area here, it was heated by electric underfloor heating. Yep, under this expanse of tiles is an electric element heating mat that costs a fortune to run. And annoyingly, we just have these dumb controls, so we can't even set this to just heat on a time of use tariff. Turn the floor on for 6 hours overnight on a cheap rate. Try and build up some thermal mass so when we come down we don't have to have thick slippers on. So today we are going to change that. I'm going to fit a smart thermostat here which will give us app control, timers and many other features. Now of course with things like this there are a million options. I went for the Repenic. It looks like it's a good option, but we'll find out together. I like the fact that it's quite subtle, the plate looks good, it's got a rotary knob with a screen integrated into the middle which should give us the important stats. From what I could see online, the resistance of the floor sensor should work with the existing sensor that I've got, so I shouldn't have to worry about pulling that through and fitting a new sensor. Looks straightforward enough. Okay, we just unclip the vanity plate. It tells us which way for top. And we've got wire entry into the bottom and the floor sensor into the side. Repenic is registered in Southport, and we get an installation manual and a user guide. It says Great British Design. It doesn't say it's made in the UK. So a UK company designed in the UK. I suspect if we look hard enough on something around here, we'll probably find that they might be made in China, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. A lot of high quality products like your iPhones and MacBooks are also made in China, and of course designed in the USA in that case. So, okay. So their claim essentially is that they get the balance right between quality and price. So first of all, you can see the light is on. That's telling me that the floor is currently heating up. We can turn it off manually on this switch, or we can turn it off on this fuse spur. And to be on the safe side, just so we don't knock that, we're going to pop this fuse out as well. Top tip here, before you take out any wires, take a little picture because we've got some interesting colour coding going on here. Okay, the wiring was left in a little bit of a mess by the previous electrician, so we are going to tidy up the ends with a few ferrules. Now with the help of the Kaiweets ferrule crimpers, we've put some fresh ferrules onto all of the multi-strand cables. Now we're hooked up. Let's go for a first start test. I've popped the fuse back in. Oh, nice. Okay, the display lights up. And straight away, it's given us the temperature. I presume that's the air temperature. We should read the manual. And it shows us in red, it shows us how many watts. I presume that's how many it's consuming. And the energy consumption, 0 kilowatt hours. Can you see that? So what if I then pop this up? Now it says it's switched on. And it is consuming 1,864 watts. Which we know is about right. So this is showing me humidity as well, 64%. It's a bit higher than my other gauges are reading, but it will take some time to settle. Okay, so it's a simple thermostat like that with that functionality. Let's get the thermal imaging camera and I'll show you what the mat looks like. What do? Press this in to turn the, yeah, so it will dim down in a second. Okay. Interesting. So when the air temperature gets to 20 degrees, then this thermostat will cut off. So let's just pop that up to be on the safe side, up to 21 degrees. Okay, this is my weapon of choice, the Thermal Master Thor 2, I think this one is. Bit of a beast. It works really, really well. And you can see straight away the heating mats have been on for 1 to 2 minutes. You can already start to make out the pattern of the heating mats that have been laid across here and all the way throughout. We can see a little bit of a break as we then go out into the dining area. And as you can see, it's roughly, it's about 15 square meters of heating mat for the 1900 watts. It's more helpful to show over there where there's no light. It gives a bit better contrast. Okay, we know everything is working well. Okay, I've just whacked my clamp meter over that just to measure, and we are hovering around 8.1 amps. I measured 231 volts, times that by 8.14 amps, and we should be getting 1880 watts, and on this display it is showing 1800-ish watts. So we know that this display is pretty accurate. It's telling me that it's already used 0.22 kilowatt hours, so almost up to a quarter of a kilowatt hour just within a few minutes. Okay, let's turn it down and let's get this paired up. So like so many of these smart home devices, we need to download the Tuya Smart app. Okay, and let's press add device, continue. While using the app, allow. So it tells me to press and hold the button down for 5 seconds. Okay, we've entered a menu. We're going to go down to network settings. We're going to go to smart config. And now it's ready for us to add it. There we go. And now it's found it on the app. Wi-Fi room thermostat. And we're going to add that onto our Wi-Fi. Now we're successfully added. Okay, there's updates, so let's go ahead with those. Okay, well, it's showing me in orange the desired temperature. It's showing me in black the actual temperature. I presume 57% is the humidity, is that right? Yes, it is slowly falling. On the screen now, it has a little Wi-Fi symbol, so it shows that it's connected. Then I can finally set up some schedules so that we only use our underfloor heating. Perhaps on the weekends, we might just allow it on a Saturday and a Sunday morning from midnight to 5:30. To just gently warm the tiles so it's a bit kinder on the feet. And here I can see we can switch between the floor sensor and the air sensor. I'm going to leave it on the air sensor, but I have configured the floor sensor as well. Interesting, this has various eco boost modes. You can change the backlight setting. You could put a child lock on it, anti-frost mode. It has window detection, so if it senses that the room air temperature is dropping very quickly, it will cut out, and then other overcurrent, safety errors, etc. Nice. So you can set the hysteresis, you can set maximum and minimum temperature. You can also calibrate the thermometer section in this to make sure it's accurate against any kind of calibrated thermometer you might have. Excellent. Gives lots of options and lots of ways to configure. It does have a smart setting in it where it will learn as well how long it takes for the room to heat up, and it can preempt certain things. So if you want it to work in a smart way and you don't want to be a control freak and let it get on with it, you can also do that. I've changed cameras with the hope that this will give you a better overview of the functionality. So I have verified the temperature and the humidity. The temperature is very close. The humidity is not quite matching my independent monitoring. Before we get you into the menu, you can see the current power consumption there in the red, the energy consumption for the day in the green. You can see that it's connected onto the Wi-Fi, current temperature, current humidity, and the desired temperature. And at the moment we're in manual mode. So if I, for example, pop this up, and you can set your maximum temperature where this dial goes. Now to 21 degrees, you can see that it is heating. You can see the power that it is consuming, and then the total energy consumption for the day. Very handy. And this is one of the main reasons I was interested in this Repenic version, because then I can independently monitor the energy which otherwise would be difficult, because when they've installed this kitchen, they fitted it on a fuse spur which comes off the ring main. I don't have an independent circuit for this for easy Shelly monitoring or something like that. But now through my app via Wi-Fi, I can do independent energy monitoring of the underfloor heating. Anyway, let's turn this back off and let's pop into the menu. So pressing it once just illuminates the display so you can see it a bit more clearly. If I hold it down for a couple of seconds, then it goes into the menu. Okay, and so in mode at the moment I've got it on manual. You've got various settings, and the menus completely roll round, so they don't just go from top to bottom. We're going to go to exit, installer settings, and these ones are for which sensor you're using, and if you want to calibrate it, if you want to compare this, as I've done, to an independent thermometer, you can do that. Minimum run cycle, hysteresis, the window detection, etc. And screen settings, so you can put the screen on time, the active backlight, idle backlight, and then you can exit. Time settings, advanced settings, and these are just very simple to exit, shut down, or language. Network settings is basically that. Once you pop that on, then you're able to find the device and connect it to Wi-Fi. And then consumption is very helpful. It shows us the voltage, it shows us the current, and then it shows us the power, which is obviously the multiplication of volts times amps. And then it will show yesterday's consumption, and then the total consumption, and today's consumption. In the app it shows you even more, but it's interesting that it does that on the display. And that's really it. It's a simple, straightforward thermostat that works with my electric underfloor heating extremely well. It feels nice and tactile. It looks good on the wall there. What more do I need to say? I hope you found that helpful. I will put a link in the description. I will try and email the company, and if I can get a discount code for viewers, I'll send them this video, and if they can provide a discount code, you will also find that in the description. Thank you everyone for watching.